3, we've had some breakfast together as a team, and we've headed up the river in order to see, I think it's the Royal Palace and the temples up there. Been quite an eye-opening experience wandering through some of the streets and then seeing the palace and the temples. Quite a contrast to the city. It's a quiet place. It's revered by Buddhists, of course, and it's quite a distinct contrast to the hustle, bustle, noise, and everything in the city. There's a fascinating mural on the wall as you wander around in there, and it tells the history of. I'm not sure exactly what, because I can't really tell what the pictures are about, but there's a lot of mythology, a lot of history about the various players in Buddhism, which is quite fascinating to see, the notion of evil, the notion of good and war and all those things. So there's a lot of similarities in terms of the faith that is here and Christianity and that sort of thing. So, but then again, the city, I think, it's not darkness that I would find in their religious places. It's actually darkness that you find in the city, walking around and wandering around. The nighttime, the markets, and all those things. It's more the darkness is sort of surrounding the issue of money and the issue of wealth and all those things. Another thing that I came across was the first night where I stayed. Most people would think of a small Buddhist shrine as something with intricate candles and a small thing that sits at somewhere in their house. And the one that I saw was all electric, and you just plugged it in. So I thought that was an interesting contrast where they kind of modernised the whole, treating things seriously and delicately and with respect, and the time and energy it would take to set up a shrine like that and maintain it. They've just kind of got their plug-in plastic version. Interestingly, while we're wandering around the palace, there's the guards there have got their MP3 players and their mobile phones. The monks have got mobile phones. So there's also a clash in terms of civilization, and also modernisation. How does their faith sort of cope with those things? So there's lots of contrast at play here. The juxtaposition of the wealth and the poverty. I don't know if you can see in the background, but the river is this kind of. I don't know whether it's better than the Yarra, but there's houses, shanty sort of houses along the river, and yet beside them is these lavish houses and hotels and that sort of thing. And it's the same with the religious sort of element here. There's all these contrasts and all these trying to get things working and stuff. There's a monk on the back of that boat, but interestingly, they revere and honour their monks. They're people who have set aside their lives to do certain things, and they have a special place in on the train system. So religion is incorporated into the culture here. The king is involved, like the king politically and religiously speaking is intertwined. So there's a whole mishmash of all those things, whereas in our culture there's always a separation between religion, state, government and all those things. So quite a contrast, but been interesting to think about.